What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Want to quickly go over Mullen, give you a good breakdown of potentially where it might be going and starting to open out on Monday, especially after all the news. So I'm going to go over all the stuff you need to know. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And with that, let's get right to it. So as you can see, what happened after hours on Friday, which normally is very much quiet, had a very big sell-off because as you can see, the 10K was recently submitted. There is some red flags that was potentially brought up during that time frame, but I think generally speaking, this was already pre and kind of very much delayed information as of September the 30th. As a lot of Mullen investors do know, a lot of the recent big acquisitions, which aka are Elms and Bollinger Motors, all occurred after this date. So hypothetically, going forward should be a little bit more optimistic, but I do feel that a lot of individuals are going to be seeing this information, selling based on this news, as well. Shorts are definitely going to piggyback all over this. So I anticipate a little bit more of a tentative drop. As far as how low it'll go, I'll kind of lead that to the actual technicals, but coincidentally as well, next week there is also the actual shareholder meeting on the 19th. So double kind of back-to-back fears, unfortunately. So I think Mullen is going to be more so damaged this week. And if anything, this is going to be the worst week probably for 2023 for Mullen. My own interpretation, of course. And when it comes to it though, they also recently did submit this, so the updated definitive 14A, and it basically just piggybacks off of the overall this document like I just showed you as well. So I think generally speaking, there is going to be, like I said, a lot of the fear. As far as the dark pool transactions, as you can see, there was only 3 that did occur. I was very much surprised that there wasn't a significant amount and that shorts weren't really jumping all over the fear that did happen. So again, that might be a positive thing, negative thing. It's up to you guys to make your own decision. I'll give you a quick update on what happened for shorting purposes. Short score is currently 75, utilization is 100%. As far as what shorts did on Friday, they did increase 6.34 million, bringing the grand total to 172.76 million shares being shorted, which works out to be almost about 12% or 11.5% of the free float being shorted. Cost to borrow, in fact, has been dropping, so 19.71% as well. But once again, what does happen on Tuesday? Nobody knows at this stage in the game, but it is very interesting to see this. So in the past, I've really looked at the intraday for options, and generally speaking, about 97% has been very much called. So that does mean that there is a lot of upside potential anticipated on Mullen, with the exception, as you can see right here, there is that red kind of put. So there was an individual that did buy a lot of puts. I don't know if they were hedging against Mullen behind the scenes, maybe knowing behind the scenes that this was coming out, the actual 10K. Who knows at this stage in the game? That definitely stands out to me. But like I said, when it comes down to how low it potentially could go, you have to look at the technicals, resistance points, fib levels, and all the fun jazz. So right now, you do see it is currently at that 100-day moving average, not counting after hours activity. But factoring in after hours activity, it technically is at that central Bollinger Band, and technically as well, that is a very strong resistance, as that's a big pivot point for the most part. Second big pivot point is that 50-day moving average at around 27 cents. For instance, if it does break that 27 cents as it did technically after hours, I'll just show you once again what did truly happen. So as you can see, once Ortex does show me, it did get to around the 24-cent range. So if that is very much true and it does break below both of these support levels, then you kind of have to refer back to the Fibonacci. So hypothetically, 20 cents, 15 cents, and 6 cents. Obviously 6 cents is a little bit more extreme, but again, this is a very good representation of extreme support levels. When it comes down to the moving averages, it gives you a fairly good amount of resistance and support and where it might trade. In case it does break below all that, then you kind of fall back onto the Fibonacci. So again, depending on how much selling pressure does occur on Tuesday, it might actually, worst case scenario, touch that 20 cent mark. Of course, it would have to break through a lot of actual support levels, but again, it might happen if there is a lot of fear in the market. But once again, depending on your time horizon with Mullen, it might be a perfect time to make a brand new position or average down. Of course, like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but that most likely is where it might be going, starting and opening out next week on Tuesday. So if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. Once again, I'm not here to spread any FUD, just based on the technicals and fundamentals behind the scenes with Mullen. This is how I'm obviously interpreting where it might go. So again, just let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below, and potentially if you are buying, selling, or where you see things going, let me know in the comments below as well. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And with all that said, let's all make a lot of money on Mullen.